Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars Daisy Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the left side as the blue Mira, we got Rondon. Spawn on the right side as the GreyfieldGuy, we got Gage. Wait a second, nope. Spawn as the green Gage, we got GreyfieldGuy, sorry about that. Gage has been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 2 radius, 30, 60, 60. All units get plus 10, plus 20. All indirect units and naval units get plus 20% offense as well, making them particularly more effective. And the CO unit himself gets additional 20% offense. So if he loads a CO unit into a indirect unit, he gets additional plus 50% firepower, plus 20% defense, along with the plus 20 for the max out efficiency. But either way, with the CO unit, regardless getting plus 20% offense, it will still have at least plus 30, plus 20 for, say, a regular tank, which is not a bad idea as well. Plus, his naval units would be just generally good. Perfect for this map, wouldn't it? For the naval units. Mira, of course, is a custom CO, has a 0 boarding cost, so you don't have to care what she gets loaded up into. Has 6 radius, 0 expansion, and 45 energy, so her CO power will be charged incredibly quickly since 6 radius is absurdly large. And not to mention 45 energies also at a discount. Has no day-to-day, and for a superpower, just simply get plus 1 or minus 1 global damage to your opponent. Nice and simple. This map is a 3 base map, and also 1 airport in the corner, so if you want to build any tiers, build on the side of your opponent's airport. So far, just infantry, nothing much more to say. There's also a pair of contacts here, but that gets captured, you'll probably have already lost the game, like you just did just now. HQ is a little bit forward, but it is also on the strong side, so not really contestable, honestly. But it is in a position where you can deploy something out and then seal it on the front, on the forward. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles away, so if I'm counting that correctly, a tank will be able to move from the base to there in 1 turn. On the weak side of part of the map, you've got quite a bit of defensive terrain here. Force, and remember, in Daisy Ruin provides 3 defense stars rather than 2. Cities provide 2, all of which are hideable tiles. Now to mention the amount of mountain size here, so this is a good spot for artillery, rockets, and anti-tanks. Now I mentioned there's a couple forests here and more hideable capture properties there as well. So the weak side is very defensible. Recon, infantry. Remember as well, since Mira has 0 boarding costs, you don't have to worry about. The only thing you have to do when it comes to loading up a CO unit is not necessarily the cost of loading it, it's more of what unit you want to make sure it does lose its turn to activate the superpower, and since it charges so quickly and so large, you probably want to go for a unit that you're willing to spend a whole turn just to pop the 1 global damage. So maybe a recon, a flare, infantry, bike, something cheaper actually will still be better even with 0 boarding costs, because you just don't want to lose the turn of those valuable units there. An artillery piece could be a good option. With the amount of roads here, maybe a bike or a recon. A tank is probably the most expensive thing you'd probably do want to load a CO up into. Still get the effect of max out veterancy bonuses, would still be quite nice. Artillery, tank, and infantry. got our artillery on the weak flank. Various infantry units just charging forward, catching some properties. 3,000 versus 19,000. She looks like capture 4 properties next turn. Tank rig. And sealed tank on the weak side. Mira loads herself up in this command tank and can easily traverse between the 2 flanks with her massive radius. Tank, and flare. Does get trapped. And Gage has a good number of artillery now in the field. The rig is interesting. Not sure what the rig's supposed to be used for. Rocket there. Is he going to try to build a temporary airport around here? I am also not sure what the rig just seems far too early. And flare and artillery is out of range of some stuff. Tank missile by Mira. Too early for a missile. Anti-airs is probably the way to go. I understand you trying to lock down stuff that comes out of the airport, but it's probably not a good idea to go for something this early. The missile probably should be placed on one of these cities, or maybe even on this forest. And that's probably optimal coverage, I would say. Anti-air tank. Particularly now with our castle vision, we know Gage has not gone for any aircraft just yet as well, so the missile's really not a good idea. Good shots there on those units, does spot the artillery. 1 global damage there thanks to her superpower, that's how quickly it charges up. Tank. It's 117,000, Gage starts for 81, so he's about a turn behind. Getting some damage there. His CO tank is now very exposed, with no real purpose for that little scouting run. He pushed too far forward, and now he's going to probably be knocked out. Got Mira's tank there, now another tank there. Sure, it'd be ranged artillery, but taking out Gage's tank there would be quite nice, so he could load up inside that rocket next time. Puts around their artillery. Minnesota advancing into a decent position now. And Gage's tank will go down very easily there, and lose another tank there as well. Does get an anti-tank here. At this point in time, maybe best to seal the rocket. It'll be firing miniature nukes. Plus 50% damage in total. This rig should probably just build on a plane style to stay close to any factors along this rocket's missile. Possibly. Right now it's building a temporary seaport. Good shots. It built a temporary seaport. Why? A temporary airport has purpose. But he built a temporary seaport. Why? I don't know. He does seal the rocket there, gets nice easy 9 energy. Like, a temporary airport does have value. A temporary seaport does not have value. He's GreyfieldGuy, but he's not playing Greyfield. Another bit of global damage there. Right now, this rocket probably needs to aim for one of these cities or over here. Right here could get some good coverage left and right. He does have a flare on the field. put stuff into cities, just gotta get a bit of repairs. Honestly, some units you should not worry about getting repairs onto them. It'll cost a lot of day-to-day funds, and it may not provide enough value in return. I think the temporary seaport should still at least provide a hiding spot, right? Oh, now he has a hideable piece of terrain for rockets and indirects, so that's the only real use I can see him building a temporary seaport there as a hiding tile. Or a spotting tile if the opponent moves on top of it. Only provides 1-star defense, equipped same as a plane, so nothing too important. Better than the 0-star, sure, but still. No aircraft in the field, so those missiles so far have not been useful. Treasure's gone for anti-air. Flare, anti-tank, or tank. Gage's rocket is out of range of everything. The rig probably should have moved right here in front of the rocket to be a bit of a meat shield. Because now that rocket's just too exposed for my liking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like this tank's out of range though. Rocket mech recon. Blue's right now just trying to hold this area for artillery, and so far it's being successful because the opponent's not being aggressive. Mira right now has 7 energy. Gage has 9. It looks like Mira just eyeing to establish the front line there. Yes, the same income. We got one property left in the field that's still despicably neutral. The dead center one. Rocket flare. Heavy number of flares. Not a bad idea. Flares are still pretty decent combat. We got a missile, which there is a battlecopter for to shoot down, but should just still plug on for anti-air. So when it comes to him, at least his superpower can at least increase some indirect range, which could be nice. Another rig on the field. That's not really necessary. He's not losing enough ammo, and a temporary airport is nice and all, but he'll probably need to deploy it maybe right here so he can help resupply any aircraft he may eventually build, which he doesn't have any. Most of the time, even though in Days of Rin, a lot of units have less fuel and ammo, it's still not a huge issue in most situations. We got quadruple recon there, maybe battlecopter to go along with them. Looks like Blue's just trying to spot, go to double flare and triple recon. That's probably a little bit too much scouting. That was go for another rocket, and a mech, and artillery. I suppose the rig can resupply the flare. Recon, rocket. I have no idea how this game will go. If Gage can somehow squeeze out a superpower that can really help him break the stalemate. Missile, AP, I don't need 2 missiles. Another rig and a recon. Another missile. So far, Gage has pulled out no aircraft. 2 more flares. It's not too many spottings. I think, no offense to players, I think that these players just don't know how to be offensive. Like, they've both set up a very good defensive line. The other side does not know how to attack each other and know how to crack this. It's easier said than done. But edging forward with rockets may not be a bad idea. Got another missile by Gage, so now he has, what, 3 missiles? Rocket does strike the artillery. Of course, the larger these formations, the more power charge or the more damage Mira's power can do. Another rocket, flare, and bike. More of the AI whaling behavior. That, or to be fair, Days of Ruin's AI played ultra defensively, which makes it not fun, that's for sure. This AI, that AI is first like sort of revealed by like the last mission fight against the beast of all things, which just really makes no sense. The ultra defensive AI with again versus the beast, that should not be. That's just unfitting. That's at that point in time he couldn't even have any speech. He just growls. Anti-air, anti-air, anti-air. Of course, with our cast vision, we know that there is no aircraft in the field by Gage. Right now, Gage has 43 units. Mira has 57. I don't know what the unit cap is on this map. I don't think I have a real way to look that up. That's for the player. That's for chat info. War info. Time limit, banned units, initial units. Max luck 10%. Don't see anything that would say to me what the max unit number is. That does strike the tank there. Number of the flares starting to run low on ammo. This one has 1, this one has 1, this one has 0, but it's on top of the city. Rig, artillery, artillery. And it looks like Gage is going to try to push forward. And I'm feeling this is going to go very poorly. I see a lot of rockets there, which Gage sees none of them. Gets a good shot there. Anti-air strikes artillery. Recon strikes artillery. I don't think it's gonna go well for Gage. I do not think he will be able to get enough power charge next turn. If he gets his superpower, that could be a good way for him to win out the game. But I have a feeling Mira's gonna get her superpower at least this turn. Enough targets in front of her. Pops the superpower, so 1 global damage. Hits that rocket there as well. We'll be up to 5 health next turn. That tank goes down. The CO tank is struck, and again, down to 1% health. Or 1 health. Actually, it is at 1% health. Artillery. Mira right now has 325,000. Gage has 204. Yeah, right now it's not likely he can get his superpower. He has approximately 29 energy in front of him, which now get plus 1 radius, so you can look at that to get additional 10 right there. So his reload. Well, I suppose the indirects can strike some stuff, get some extra power charge to go. He should probably focus around firing around his CO unit first, see what power charge he can get. If he gets superpowered, then all the stuff up north can do much better. Gets trapped on the recon with 9 health tank, so that's a pretty big waste there. And Gage just go ahead and resign. This is great saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay.